Hi Teagan, how you going?
How are you?
Great work today. When did you find out you were going to be on the starting side, and how did that feel when you were informed?
Don't ask me, it's a goalkeeper situation.
Nah, I mean, we get given the lineup the day before, and that's when I found out. So, yeah, I prepared as if I would anyway, as you do. So, yeah, it was just yesterday.
And obviously the Matildas are on the hunt for a permanent new coach. What opportunities does that provide for players like yourself looking to push to get back into the starting 11?
Yeah, I think it's a fresh slate. I mean, a lot of people haven't played in our team for a long time, so it's good to see a lot more rotation and a lot of players getting up and stepping out into their chances. So, yeah, I think it's exciting, and it's even playing field now.
And how did you feel out there playing tonight?
Good. You know, I feel like I'm training really well, and I feel really good in my environment at Liverpool, so that helps as well. So for me, it was just, getting out there and just doing a job and having fun with the girls. Yeah.
Teagan, congratulations on your first start since against Canada in Vancouver.
Thank you.
How did it feel actually to get that start, especially here on the Gold Coast in your home state?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really good, to be honest. I think it was probably the first time my dad and my sister and that had seen me on home soil. The other time my mum was able to come, but it was during COVID. So, yeah, it felt really good to be able to play in front of my family. And then, of course, anytime you put on the jersey, it's an honour no matter where you are. So, yeah, really happy.
And you feel as well that with the intense competition between yourself, Mackenzie, and even the young kids like Chloe in the side, obviously performance like this would give you the shot of #1 Matildas jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing I've learned over the course of my years in the Matildas is the #1 is never really set. It's always in and out. It's always about your most recent performance. So for me, it's just one game at a time now.
Obviously, huge crowd here tonight, Teagan, given all the wild weather this morning. What does that mean, I guess, ahead of the Asian Cup, where we know games are going to be played here again?
Yeah, I mean, it's so exciting to still see everyone get around us, especially at the back of the World Cup. We had so much support. So to still see like the stadium filled and people coming out in numbers, especially with the rain, us English girls weren't happy with that. We wanted sunshine. But yeah, the support means everything, and we wouldn't be here without it. So, yeah, keep filling up our stadiums because we love it.
And just what was it like playing in front of that crowd? That would have been the first time you've really done that since World Cup fever hit Australia. For myself, I mean, I like it. The crowd gets around it, especially with the Brazilian playing style. I'll just say that. So, yeah, I think any time we can use the crowd as energy, it's good for us. How are you feeling after that one, Tom? Not probably how you wanted it to end?
No, I didn't, but I felt quite positive at the end, to be honest. I thought the last probably second part of the second half, I thought we did really well. I thought we dominated the game. If we just, in fairness to Brazil, they defended very well in that period. But I thought I thought the changes we made added a new energy and a new quality to the team. I think with just a little bit better decision making, or maybe a little bit more finesse in the final third, I think we would have got something out of the game tonight. So generally, I've come away from the game feeling quite positive, because again, the important thing of these games is for us. I know everybody looks at the result. From my perspective, what you're looking at is you're looking at ahead of what the team might look like come Asian Cup time, for example. And I think tonight I saw some promising signs from players that probably haven't had a lot of game time.
And
is there somebody locked up in here? Is it Morse code?
The problems in the final third seem to be a bit of a recurring theme, Tom. How do you as a coach, I guess, fix that problem?
You need a wee bit of time. I mean, that's the key thing. You need time. You need a bit of synergy between the players. When you're making lots of changes and you're literally, with no training session between the last game in this game, apart from a little warm-up on the field yesterday. So, you know, it's a time factor. It's a team playing together. It's getting opportunities, particularly in a training environment as well as a playing environment, so players get on the same page with each other and get used to how each other plays. And that's a challenge. I think, you know, if I look back at my time as a Matildas coach, we were fortunate that most of the players were here. So you actually had time with them and time to get together and time to actually play and train. The difficulty now is that your team comes in, you have a quick session, you pick a team and out you go. So you know, that's one of the things. And the second thing is giving opportunities to players to see which ones are going to step up and going to, you know, really be international players.
Can you see Micah challenging Mackenzie for that number one goalkeeping position?
Look, definitely, I think we've got, you know, two very good goalkeepers. We've got two goalkeepers playing in the two top leagues in the world. So, and at two very, very good clubs. So there is obviously competition there. And then we've got young Chloe coming through as well, who's got great potential, and a couple of others. So we do have some competition in the goalkeeping ranks, and that's a positive thing for us.
What are you looking to get out of the next couple of games against Chinese Taipei? You probably won't have some of these players, is that right? What's your squad going to look like?
I think 8 players go, 8 players leave, and then we bring in 8 players. It'll be a little bit more limited numbers-wise of a squad. Again, I think it's an opportunity to look at players that have not been starters, and also look at players that have never been in the national team, just to see how they play. It'll also be a very, very different game. So it's going to be a game where we're probably going, instead of how Brazil play and take risks and play player for player defending, we'll go against the Chinese Taipei team that are probably going to put 10 players in their own final third. So it'll be looking at players in that environment.
What about Steph Catley?
Okay.
Just losing her. That was a big loss.
Yeah, we knew that Steph, we thought we might have got 45 minutes from her, but she pulled up in the warm-up and wasn't feeling 100%. And we've got to be very, very conscious of the overall welfare of the players in a couple of ways. We don't want them going back broken from our camps, because that sours the relationship with clubs. But we've also got to think of the player. You know, the players like Steph and Caitlin Ford, etc., they're getting into their 30s now. They're playing, you know, huge volume of games at the highest level, so we just need to be careful.
Hi, Tom, just a quick question. Ellie Carpenter, not Ellie Carpenter, sorry.
You only get one goal.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm very new. This is my
That's
first.
Me. You're copying me. I'm the guy that doesn't know remember the players' names.
I think it's Ellie, the girl who's been nominated in the FIFA. Yeah, it was right first time in the FIFA Best 11 in the defender's role. But she looked quite good going forward. And is there a consideration? Does she have any interest in doing anything going a bit further up the field?
I don't think she really needs to. Because of her physical capacity and her ability to see out games, she actually is probably more effective coming from a little bit deeper. The challenge you have when you play a little bit further forward is that you're dependent on service coming to you, and you're often playing with your back to goal. So I think the role that she plays, either as a wing-back or a full-back, gives her scope to actually come from deeper and actually use her physical qualities better.
Tommy, you're fairly critical about the refereeing on Thursday night, about how the game sort of stop-start a lot more physical. Do you feel tonight the players it was a lot more open game, and which allowed both teams to sort of play more open football?
Definitely, it was a bit better tonight, and I think the 2 early yellow cards sort of set the tone, and then that settles the game down, and I think that's probably the difference.
Tom, obviously you mentioned you've got those 8 players departing. Do you know if this is your last camp with those 8 players who are very core Matildas? Do you have any idea how long you're hanging around for?
Interim coach, unspecified time. That's the best I can say. No, I don't know at this stage. As I say, I'm in the job, and I'll just do the job, and until such times as somebody at the FA comes and says to me, your time is up, I will continue to do the job. So I honestly don't know.
And you definitely don't want the head job?
I'm quite comfortable in the interim role, and I think the Federation are looking for somebody that, you know, is a longer term person.
And so at this point you have no indication if you'll be at the helm come the She Believe Cup in February?
I couldn't say if I would be or I wouldn't be, but I'm preparing, like when we leave here and we start reassessing what we do, that'll part of my planning will be to look forward to the She Believes.
You handed Tash Pryor her debut and she seemed to slot in seamlessly. What did you make of her 45 minutes?
I thought she did very well. You know, and that's a great question, because this is what's so important for us, and this is what we haven't done enough of over the last few years, is that we've got to put these players in. We've got to put them in an environment, if we can, that's going to be testing and it's going to be challenging. And I think, you know, Natasha came through fantastically tonight, and I think a couple of others who were fringe players and haven't had much time at all also really showed up and played well. I thought young Danielle Gallix in midfield was outstanding. So that's the stuff we need to do, and we need to push these players. We need to create competition within the squad, and hopefully in the next week we might find another one or two. No, thank you.